So, you want to get better at Warzone, huh? Well, I've come to the right place, because today I'll be teaching you guys 10 tips and tricks that'll make you guys an above average player in Warzone. Now, before we begin, I just want to say this won't instantly make you better, but rather give you guys ideas on how to be better. Now, with that out of the way, let's begin. Settings. Now, before I show you guys, I just want to let you know that these is your preference when it comes to sensitivity. Mostly sensitivity. You don't want to run max sensitivity because your favorite YouTuber does or you want to look cool, but rather start off with something you're most comfortable with and then start moving up with sensitivity to your new preference. Mine is 12/12 as of right now. Let's move over to the interface tab, shall we? You might be asking yourself, what's so special about this interface tab? Well, viewer, you can see rose skins. Awesome, I know. Head over to the colorblind type. From there, set it to Trinopia. Then set colorblind target to both. And now you have a game looking better. Pops out the colors a lot. But if you want to get more, go to your TV settings and change the saturation from there to your preference. And your game will be looking way better. Now for you newbies out there, change your map to square, please. You can see way more enemies with the square map. Also enable map rotation, it's just better. Now then, move on. You guys can do what you guys want. Like I said, it's what you guys prefer. Your settings is what you guys prefer. But for those who still want to see what the settings look like, here you go. Loadouts. This is a big one, so sit back, yeah? First off, Vanguard weapons are key. Sorry, Modern Warfare fans, but it's true. The TTK on these things are no joke. Now, I'm not the main guy to talk about what weapons you should be using and stuff, because in every update, there's weapon changes. So I'd head over to a news channel that talks about weapon changes. But for those who want to know what is the best right now, here you go. And now we can talk about perks and equipment. Let me put it short, guys. Short and simple. Stims and throwing knives. Some newer players will be using heartbeats and flashes, and they'll be camping all day. But we're here to fix that, newer players. Stims will either help you escape death, or bring death to your enemies. In short, it gives you a speed boost and health regen. Let's give a demonstration, shall we? Neat, huh? Now you're probably wondering, what about these throwing knives? Aren't grenades better since they just explode in people's faces? Well, no, not really. They're good if your enemy's low or if there's a squad, but you can finish them and all, I mean, yeah, but throwing knives do a decent amount of damage, first of all, and saves ammo, so you don't have to waste it on down players. Especially when you're trying to get that squad wipe. Ooh, a whole team by yourself, you're gonna want to kill them easy. Plus, you can pick it up right after they die, so why not? Now on to perks. There's a lot of great options, but let's go on to perk 2, shall we? Perk 2 section is what we'll be getting into first, and it's the most important. Overkill is something most people, everyone uses it. It's what allows you to run snipers and SMGs, or assault rifles and SMGs, shotguns and riot shields. Anyways, Now the main focus are the other perks like High Alert or Tempered, all great options, but always have a class with Tempered and name it Tempered so you know where to find it. Now you're asking yourself, what's so good about this? Well, let me show you. For the short summary, you do not have to waste as much plates. You can get back into action faster, and you only need to use 2 plates while your enemy has to use 3, so yeah, really good to get back in action. Now, let's move on to perk 1. Now that we're done with that, let's move over to perk 1. One thing and one thing only, Serpentine. While sprinting, you take reduced damage by 20%, but I'm pretty sure they nerfed it down to 15, but don't sleep on this, it's really good. The only 2 you'll ever really need is Amped and Combat Scout. Amped basically allows you to switch weapons faster, which is really important, and Combat Scout only really used for assault rifles. It allows you to get free wall hacks basically. Don't worry, you're not going to get banned unless you actually use wall hacks. Now on to the actual game, finally. Let's go and move on to contracts, shall we? One thing I may have to say is really only, I'd say 2 things you really need from contracts. First is bounties, free money for killing people. Amazing, right? Second, scavengers, good for getting money for loadout. Hey, it's a free loadout. You know, talking about loadout, let's move on to that, shall we? Loadout crates. Getting loadouts as fast as possible is one of the best things you can do. It can be very game changing when going against a player who has ground loot. You'll most likely win, and on that note, you should always be confident when going into a gunfight. Never slip up or anything. Yeah, you know. And also have that mindset of getting high kill games. I promise you, you'll end up getting a 30 bomb out of it. Speaking about high kill games, movement is one of the key aspects to winning a gunfight or getting a squad wipe. Let's talk about drop shotting, one of the most used tactics against enemies. For the people who don't know what the heck I'm talking about, it's basically holding B while shooting. Now, of course, to do this, hold B while shooting, obviously. But some of you, it may be hard since you gotta take your thumb off the control stick, and that can be very hard for some people. But, this is where I should be sponsored, but I'm not. Power A, Spectra Infinity, Enchanted, or Enhanced, Wired Controller, Controller is, just one of the best. It's very easy to set up, it comes with 2 buttons in the back, and, yeah, it's only $40. Don't, get the, normie $60 controller. Please just get the Power A Spectra Enhanced Controller. By the way, this is not sponsored. It's at Amazon. I'll make sure to send a link down in the description. And yeah, let's move on to this movement again. Now back to movement. Now, walls is one thing that people don't really use. So, if you ever see a nice looking wall, I'd say strafe between it because it will save your life. And yeah, also strafe while plating up between walls so you can get information to see if your enemies are pushing. Now onto stim sliding. Remember stims? Well, yeah, those are your best friends when it comes to breaking people's ankles. Trust me. Just pop a stim, go into a fight, and slide. It's easy, and yeah, just do it. Please do it. It absolutely demolishes your enemies, and they like to rage quit and leave. Yeah, stims are the best, I must say. But other than that, that's the best tips and tricks I can really give you. And like I said, you're not gonna get better than on the first day. It takes practice, of course. Don't worry about having the best controller or those little stick extenders, because all you really need to do is
hit your shots, kid. It's quite simple. Do you want to get good? Yes, then I want to get good and hit your shots, kid. Last time I checked, oh yeah, you didn't hit your shots.
Now, the final tip is having some friends to play with. I promise you, with friends you're able to communicate and do so much better when you do. For those who don't worry, LFGs is the next best thing to go do when you're looking for people to play with. And with that, I come to our ending. And I hope you guys learned from this. I hope you guys become an above average player. Remember, keep on practicing. And with that, see you guys later.